All right. Well, welcome to break, everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Thursday. I believe we only have one announcement going off of the spreadsheet. So, Danica?
Project Light meeting today at lunch, and that's it.
Does anyone else have any announcements? All right. Then we'll move right into the sophomore speech. So without further ado, Jacob.
Yay! Okay. The day before 5th grade, I was hanging out at one of my friends' houses. As kids, we're always looking for new and fun things to do, which led us to the semi-filled garage. There were storage bins, bikes, boxes, and the traditional family garage. Among the random objects was a black menacing treadmill against the wall. One of my friends suggested a brilliant idea to toss balls on the treadmill and try and grab them off with only using one hand. We turned it on full speed, and the treadmill started spinning like tires on the Laguna Seca Raceway. We had a soccer ball and a basketball at the end of the treadmill. My friend seized the basketball with one hand and succeeded, and then I thought I could do the same. I reached down to grab the soccer ball when suddenly the treadmill caught my arm and pulled it under. This resulted in my arm getting stuck between the wall, ground, and treadmill. It felt like someone was ripping my skin off all at once. The exposed flesh felt like a peeled grape. It all happened so quickly that I hardly remember what exactly happened, but I do recall the looks on my friends' faces. Their eyes were wide open, mouths gaping with shock and terror on their faces. They were frozen as they stared at my arm getting shredded open by the treadmill. Finally, my friend heard me yelling at him, ran over, and he turned the treadmill off. I took my arm out, and it looked like a rotting apple. On the side was a small mound of black ash from the burning. It surprisingly didn't hurt, probably because I was in complete shock. I was unsure what to do, so I decided to tell my friend's dad, and he said to run water over it and clean it off. No one was too worried about what happened, and all I was thinking was not to tell my mom. After that, I hung out with my friends for another 3 hours playing games. Finally, my friend's dad drove me to my mom's work. She saw my arm and almost screamed. She said we had to go straight to the doctor, which luckily was a 3-minute walk from her work. The doctor said I had to go to the hospital as it was a 3rd-degree burn. We drove straight to the hospital and waited in the emergency room for what seemed like days, but it was probably only an hour. Then they saw me and said they'd come back in 2 weeks to see if they needed to do a skin graft on it. They wrapped my arm and I drove home. 2 weeks later, I came back and I had to schedule the surgery. Then a week later, it was time. I got ready for the surgery, which I was not super thrilled about. They then put me to sleep and finally finished the surgery and let me back home. After the surgery, I had to go to school, which was not as enjoyable as I couldn't do the activities or homework I needed to do. I couldn't play soccer, which is what I used to love doing after school. So I just had to sit on the swings during recess and contemplate my life. During this contemplation process, my life seemed as insignificant and pointless, because of the benefits of pleasurable activities, the only ones left are the obligatory ones. Someone not being able to do what they enjoy sees life as a series of never-ending negatives. Luckily, I now have to wear the arm sling for a long time. After I got it off, my arm was almost back to normal, except I didn't have the same strength and mobility I had before. So I had to keep working on my arm until it got better. Thankfully, I was young and able to regain my mobility and strength in a short amount of time. Finally, after about 2 months, I felt back to normal. Realizing that some people have this happening for years on end makes me appreciate what others are going through and their specific rehabilitation process. This event, happening at such a young age, made me realize what I have in life. We don't notice when things are working well, as they should. It's only when they go wrong do we realize how good we have it. Thank you.
Good job.
Good job, Jacob. Well, I believe that that's it. A very short break. Yeah.
I think that's everything. You got through all the announcements?
Yep.
I think it was just the 2. All right. Yeah, go to class.
Take care.